Hi, there's an already controversial book about to be published titled South of Forgiveness by Fordis Elver and Tom Stranger. The book deals with sexual violence, rape. Tom Stranger had in the past raped Fordis Elver, who, years after the offence, contacted him via email. He was living on the other side of the world in Australia, unprosecuted. They agreed to meet halfway in Cape Town. She lives in Iceland, where the rape occurred in 1996 when she was aged just 16. Tom, it appears, is suffering from angst, probably the result of being contacted rather than anything as old fashioned as guilt. Like most anti or non sexist men who abuse women, confronted by his crime and victim, he weeps bitterly. She in turn is attracted by him again. Still, I don't see any point in blaming the victim, her confused reaction in the long aftermath. But why is it Tom Stranger, rapist, is worth rehabilitating and parading around on stage? I think it's because of his middle class status. There's been a lot of investment by our capitalist society in him and his ilk. In social and economic terms, he's worth rehabilitating because rapist Tom, in the weird, warped world of the liberal middle class, has more value than males and females of the working class. It's utterly predictable that Tom Stranger even looks the part, desirable to a certain section of the middle class, casually but neatly attired, trimmed right down to hipster beard. On one of my early vidcasts, October 2012, I did an extended burst of anger on the accountability process, expressing personal discontent about the handling of a rape in the anarcho-squatter scene in Hackney, London. Now, with the case of Tom Stranger, it looks like such farces are becoming mainstream. As violence, sexual assaults on women and children are increasing worldwide, along with rampant sexism, as capitalism, in all its vile and infinite varieties, goes into meltdown, is this really the method to tackle sexual violence? All this premeditated accountability process is wide open to manipulation by the offender. Tom is playing the victim, sitting in virtual meaningful silence, ironically becoming a kind of a poster boy. Most of us working class anarchists are not liberal or forgiving when it comes to rape and sexual abuse because we instantly recognize factors such as the power, dominance, and privilege of abusers. Also, how many middle class men objectify working class women thinking that they are up for it? If there are solutions to sexual violence and exploitation, south of forgiveness is simply not the way to go about it. Honestly, I prefer direct action, even vigilante justice instigated by the victims, crude as it may appear. And more importantly, in the long run, real discussion of these matters, not in the hallowed halls of academia and the liberal press and media, but in the working class forums of the street, estates, and workplaces and spaces where we live and congregate. This debate cannot be left to the middle class experts or self proclaimed non sexist feminist men, within whose ranks many abusers and rapists lurk. If and when we take back power, dismantle it, we'll do it in terms that are coherent and liberating, inclusive to the vast working class oppressed majority of humanity, not an educated middle class elite. Buying, reading, South of Forgiveness ain't going to assist this process, and I wouldn't mind speculating that Fordis Elver was Tom Stranger's only victim. Also, wouldn't this ill-judged publication encourage abusers to contact survivors? Now, Fordis and Tom appear on stage, the rape verbally reenacted each time. Think of how offensive this is to victims of rape and sexual assault. Is it any wonder that many women are so angry about allowing this rapist a platform? Bye.